you know what, Brian? Here's the thing. A lot of times, you just, when you're Vince McMahon, you got so many things going on. You got so many things you're in charge of, a busy man. Sometimes you need to just be aware of what's going on around you and read the room better. It's always good when you can read the room better, when you're aware of your surroundings. Let me give you an example, young Mr. Last. I got an email, I'll have you know, an email from a fellow whose name I will not mention because we're going to talk about a criminal case here. And I don't want to, even though he was the victim, I don't want to have him drug through any type of thing out in public. But he writes, "Hello, Jim and Brian. I'm a huge fan of the show. I wanted to share with you a recent event that happened in my life I think you may find interesting. I work nights at a gas station. And one night, while listening to your program, two individuals walked into the store and held me at gunpoint. They demanded all the money from the registers. They demanded my cell phone and even my earbuds. Now, at the time, I'd been using cheap $20 earbuds I bought at a flea market, so it was no big loss. But I wished that I'd been more alert to the situation. I remember thinking afterwards, after I was the victim of an armed robbery at gunpoint, man, where am I going to get some replacement earbuds? And if only there were earbuds with an awareness mode, so I'd know what was going on around me, something I could wear every day. And then I remembered your spot about Raycon wireless earbuds, and the first thing I did after calling the police and filing a police report was to go to Raycon.com and buy a pair of earbuds with your promo code, so the next time someone robs the store and holds me at gunpoint, I'll at least be aware of it. Thank you again, Jim and Brian."
I'm glad they didn't take his laptop.
Well, he didn't have it. He was standing up working. He wasn't sitting around with stuff on his lap.
Doesn't have to be on your lap.
Well, it's a laptop.
I think most people actually probably don't use it just on their lap. They put it on a desk or a table. Take it anywhere.
Well, if you don't know how to use your equipment, that's not my fault. I can't be everywhere at once. But I'm telling you right now, folks, if you don't want to be robbed at gunpoint, the way society is these days, now I'm telling you, the way people are these days, the way society in general is these days, the only way that you can protect yourself from being robbed at gunpoint is to buy yourself a pair of Raycon everyday wireless earbuds.
They cannot protect anyone from being robbed at gunpoint. Let's be very clear about that.
Technically, they can because, and I'll tell you why.
Technically, they can. No, you tell me. Let me hear this.
Well, yes, technically, because here's the thing. Now, see, little Mooch here that just wrote in. He had these cheap earbuds in his ears from the flea market, and he was listening to the music turned up loud, and these people snuck up behind him and got the drop on him. And before he was even aware of what was going on, they had him dead to rights. They had him at gunpoint. He was dicked by the dangle dong of destiny right there in front of God and everybody. He was caught. But
making a lot of assumptions there, but okay, go ahead.
But, well, why would you just stand there and know somebody was coming up on you with a gun and stand there and allow him to do it? He had no knowledge because of the cheap earbuds.
No, well, you don't know that. Again, you don't know that. If he's
I'm just going by his personal testimony.
If he's back there watching porn, not paying attention to who's in the store, and they come up behind him.
You can't watch porn on $20 earbuds. You can only listen to it. And what good is that? That's like smelling a bakery without going in and eating the cake.
Just watch women's tennis.
I thought you were going to say women's titties. But nevertheless, so we're back to the armed robbery. Now, here's the thing. The Raycon wireless earbuds can stop you from being a victim of an armed robbery because they have an awareness mode.
But you can't you can't say they're going to protect you from being in an armed robbery. They
will give you early warning. You'll know about it ahead of time. You got time to get your rabbit ass out of there because you'll be aware of your surroundings courtesy of the awareness mode.
But again, I mean, in a best case scenario, yes, this is exactly what would happen. But again, Raycon earbuds will not protect you from armed robbery.
They can help make you not involved in one.
They can help you.
See?
What? No, I don't
see. They can help make you not involved in one. If you know that the armed robber is approaching you, you will leave. You will leave the area, the vicinity. You will not be robbed. Therefore, an awareness mode on your everyday wireless earbuds from Raycon will prevent you from being the victim of an armed robbery because you got time to skedaddle. You got time to get the heck out of there. You got time to just take off.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, see? I didn't hit the button all the way. See, there we go. So anyway, here's another thing.
Yeah.
With the noise isolation, let's say that you're screaming, help, help, police. Help, police. Well, if there's a bunch of, I don't know, traffic noise around, or there's a brass band, a parade down the street, they may not be able to hear you. Well, with the noise isolation on your Raycon wireless earbuds, you can just isolate the noise of you screaming at the top of your lungs for help.
What?
And get rid of all the rest of that noise. You can isolate that noise.
First of all, this is the worst example you could ever give. But second of all, that's not how noise isolation works. You don't isolate individual noises.
You don't isolate noise when you're using noise isolation?
Well, not individual noises that you can then, I don't know, repurpose
well,
on a loudspeaker.
You've got multiple noises. If you've got multiple noises, then you're not isolating them because you can't be isolated in a group. Here's something else. Crystal clear call quality. So when you call 911, somebody shot me in my taint, they'll be able to hear you a mile away, and you'll be able to hear them when they say, well, it's up to you to fucking get yourself out of this mess because we've got other calls to answer first. And since you're in a sticky situation there, these everyday earbuds are water and sweat resistant. They're sweat resistant because you're going to be sweating your balls off if you're staring down the barrel of a 44. You're going to turn and scream at Linda Lou, and the water's going to hit the floor, and they're water resistant too. And when you jump off the bridge into the river to swim away from the people that are robbing you at gunpoint, these Raycon everyday wireless earbuds will sound as good when they come out of the fucking drink as they did when you dove in. So you got all those things going for you. So right now, if you want to stay free of this crime wave that we're experiencing in the United States today,
especially on the West Coast,
go to buyraycon, BUYRAYCON, buyraycon.com/JCE. Today, you're going to get 15% off your Raycon order. Everything. Order whatever they've got. Order shit they don't have. Send them money. They'll give you 15% off. Buyraycon.com/JCE. You got to remember the /JCE to get the 15% off. Buyraycon.com/JCE. Do not be the victim of crime in the streets. Protect yourself. Be aware with Raycon everyday wireless earbuds, even if noises are still in groups.
That's right. Raycon!